everybody, this is my official tutorial on how to set up slime trackers and like everything you need to know. I've been getting requested to make this video a lot on my TikTok, which I will give you the little @ here if you want to go follow. It'd be much appreciated. If you like this video and you want more tutorials on how to do literally anything, drop a comment. I'll always get back to you guys. This is going to be my first video and I'm super excited to have this be a tutorial because I'm very passionate about these trackers. I think that they're absolutely amazing. So I'm so happy to share everything that I know about them for you. Everything that I will run through in this video will be a debriefing of where you are getting these trackers, aka the website Crowd Supply, how the trackers work and what the different parts of them mean and how they are used. And then I'm going to give you a little setup tutorial on how you properly set them up, as well as all like the little settings and configurations you need to do. And then I'll also be giving you guys little like tips and things you need to know and like little tricks you can do to help make your trackers work to the best of their ability. I also want to say that everything I'll be talking about will be labeled at the top of the video. So in case you need to skip some parts, it's all labeled so you know you're not missing any vital information. Starting out about talking about Crowd Supply. So if you don't already know, Crowd Supply is the only place you should be buying slime trackers from. Everywhere else is not secure and is not proper. Slime trackers in general are only truly made by Crowd Supply. And to get the best trackers possible, you should only be buying them from Crowd Supply. And obviously everything linked, and there will be visuals and all this sort of stuff on the screen, so make sure that you pause and watch all the little tutorials and whatnots that I put all over the place. Before you buy your trackers, make sure that you check the ship dates. A big problem that people have when it comes to Slime VR or slime trackers is people think that these trackers are going to take forever to ship, and that is a very common misconception because in the beginning when these trackers first launched, they did take a long time to ship because they weren't expecting such a big influx of orders. So that's fair, you gotta give it to them, but they are now caught up on the shipments and it will not take you 2 years to get your trackers. But yeah, like I said, Crowd Supply is a very trusted website. I myself have done my own investigation on them. They are to be trusted by all means. Their slime VR website that you install to set up your slime trackers is also trusted. I know that it takes your Wi-Fi credentials and some people might be skeptical about that, but it is all trusted. You're in the best hands possible. I pinky swear to you, nothing will go wrong here. Just make sure you are only buying trackers from Crowd Supply. Next, I want to talk to you about like what you will be getting. In this video, the trackers that I'm going to be like using as my example will be the 7+3 set because that's what I have. So that's what I'm going to be using as my example. But what does this mean? The 7+3, or on the website in general, you'll see a number plus another number. So this means the main tracker plus the extension tracker. The extension tracker is the same thing as the main tracker without the battery pack. So it's technically just another tracker, but in a smaller version for extra mobility and extra little movements that you can do that I think is super fun. A very good example of this particularly is for your feet. For that tracking, you will need an ankle tracker, which you'll use this one for, and then you'll use a wire that looks like this that comes in your box to connect it to the extension tracker, which looks like this, and then you can put the extension tracker on the top of your foot, so this way you have ankle movement and foot movement. So it just gives you that like little extra like bit of movements that not everybody else will have, so you'll be the coolest one in your group. I also want to say that the trackers are IMUs, which means that they are based off of your Wi-Fi, and they use the actual trackers and your Wi-Fi to estimate your body proportions and movement. So that means you are not setting up big bulky lighthouses on every corner of your room that costs way too much money just to get good tracking. All of these need is literally just your Wi-Fi. It's that simple, and that's what makes Slime VR so much better than Vive trackers. Whether people like to admit it or not, it is better. I also want to say that you mandatorily need 6 trackers to have full body tracking. You need to buy 6 slime trackers. You need one on each of your ankles, one on each of your thighs, which acts as a knee tracker, and then you need one on your hip and one on your chest. This will give you the best tracking for the cheapest price. You cannot go any less than 6 trackers. If you still want to be at the bare minimum, but you want a little bit better, you could throw in another tracker and just get 7 and have a waist tracker as well, which I think is absolutely golden. You don't really need more than that. I personally have 7 plus 3, so I also have 3 extensions, so that way I can have that extra foot movement I was talking about earlier. And then I just have an extra tracker just in case. Now we're going to move into like the actual setup of the trackers and what you'll be getting in your box. In your box, you will be receiving your trackers, your extensions if you got them, also the extension wires if you got the extensions. You will receive a white cord that you use to connect your trackers to your computer. And then you'll also be getting 2 packs of stickers, one for funsies, and then the other one will be to label your trackers. You're going to open up that box and you're going to take out all your trackers, label all your trackers to, however you want to label them. One to be your chest, one to be your waist, one to be your hip, whatever you're doing. Like I said before, you mandatorily need 6 trackers. You mandatorily need one on your chest, hip, one on each thigh, and then one on each ankle. So make sure that you have those done first before you get into the extra fun stuff. Once you also attach the straps, you're ready to start setup. Open the Slime VR application, which looks like this. Everything will also be linked in the description if you need help for downloads. Once you open this, you're going to put in your Wi-Fi credentials. Your Wi-Fi credentials means that your Wi-Fi name and then your Wi-Fi password. Remember that this is all secure. None of this is being leaked anywhere or anything. This is all secure, so don't be worried about putting your information in. Once you're done with that, you're going to plug in that white cord that came in your box into your PC. The other side of the cord, you're going to plug it into your tracker, wait 2 seconds, turn your tracker on, and then wait for the tracker to connect to your PC. If you have trouble here, please go and ask in the Slime VR Discord server for extra support. Once you're done with that, you're going to lay all your trackers flat on a table, on a chair, or on the floor, and you are going to let them do a little drift calibration. This will stop drift. So this is, a mandatory thing to do. And then everything else will be self-explanatory. You're going to put your trackers on your body. It's going to make you do a little calibration dance and some other little calibration movements. And then you'll be basically done. They will ask you for your height, which I will give you a little tip and trick later on, but make sure you're putting in your real height. Do not lie about that. Now that you're all calibrated and your trackers are on your body, you can enter your VRChat. Once you are in VRChat, you're going to make sure that OSC is enabled in your little icon wheel, which will look like this. And then you will calibrate your full body and you are all good to go. There's more. Okay, so the thing that people tend to miss when it comes to Slime VR is that there are setting configurations for VRChat and for Slime. So here are some extra tips and tricks that you need to follow to get the best tracking possible. Little tricks first is if you are using your full body and you seem to be a little too stiff in your movements, subtract 2 inches from your height. In the opposite, if you are a little bit too loose in your movements and you notice that your knees are bending a lot when you bend over, things that just don't seem right, add 2 inches to your height. Do a very quick, simple, and easy recalibration. Just double tap your chest tracker. That is right, guys. You do not need to keep recalibrating and recalibrating. You don't need to keep doing that in Slime VR, and you also do not need to keep doing that in VRChat itself. All you need to do is double tap that chest tracker and it will do a full recalibration. It'll bring your trackers back to the position that they were in when you first put them on and calibrated. Next, for all the tips, everything that you're seeing on the screen right now is setting configurations. One for VRChat, the other one for Slime VR. Make sure that your settings look like these to get the best tracking possible. Also, make sure that your trackers look like this on your body. Your knee trackers should be right above your knee on your thigh. Your ankle trackers should be on the side of your ankle, while if you have the extra foot trackers I was talking about, they should be on the top of your feet. Your hip tracker can be pretty much anywhere I've found, but the best positions for it will be on the front of your body or on the back of your body, directly in the middle like it is in the picture. Same for your waist and chest tracker. They can be wherever on your body, but it has to be centered and flat on your body. So for my girls with the chest, it might be better to put your chest tracker on the back of your body instead of on the front so that it's not constantly moving. For my girls with a little bit of tum-tum, or guys with a little bit of tum-tum, you can put waist and hip tracker on the back of your body so it's not moving so much with your stomach or with your chest. You are all done. That is literally it. That is all you needed to know. That is all you had to do. Please, if you have any questions, concerns, or if you need any extra support or help, this is my TikTok. You can DM me and I will be more than likely to give a lending hand. You can also leave a comment, and I am very active on social media. I will reply, absolute guarantee. You can also ask for help in the Slime Discord server. They are also very helpful in there. If you are here from TikTok, so nice to see you. I'm glad you stuck around. If you are here just simply from YouTube, I appreciate you watching the video until the end. Please, if you feel so generous, it is completely free to leave a like and subscribe, or to follow me on other social medias as well. If you want more tutorials, you can also put that in the comments. I will definitely look into stuff if I don't already know about them. I can give a tutorial on pretty much anything. But yeah, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, it is completely free to follow me, or subscribe. So if you want to do that, also make sure you turn on the post notifications in case I actually upload again. I don't know how well this is gonna do, so we'll see. But yeah, that's all from you guys. Bye.